Hello, this is Jer playing Oxygen Not Included with one and only dupe on hard mode on a split Ceres asteroid. So we're not on our home asteroid anymore. We're actually on the asteroid that I was able to teleport to. So we're just leaving things running over here. We were collecting some hydrogen. We're collecting some oxygen that's being sent over to this asteroid actually, which is really good. So we can rely on that over here. So coming in from this teleportation equipment. But a number of things have happened on this asteroid. Last thing was Great Halt was at it. Now I'm putting in a fire pole. Stress-wise, I see that there's been popped eardrums. Where did that come from? We do have some high oxygen around here. Maybe it was due to the fact that this just isn't open up enough. And this is venting stuff that it shouldn't. Alright, well, we'll open up this little section first. Then we'll put in a fire pole over here. Actually, plan it to put a door here. So we might actually move that ladder over once we get to that bit. Out of copper ore. Oh no, I think there's a little confusion there. But I will dig out some more nonetheless. So the overpressuring issue is coming with a little piece of polluted oxygen. So we're going to put a deodorizer right there. We don't have power really in the system, but we'll address that later on. I'll just open things up in the meantime. Less than a minute to the popped ears syndrome goes away, hoping that does not come back. So that's definitely going to easily stress us out. Where did that stuff fall down here? Just going to give the center of attention for the next little bit. Tickle toesies, high morale. All causing stress to go back down. Okay, we may be good again. Now we have a fire pole all the way up here. Next goal is to get a nature reserve. We're just going to put this similar to the other asteroid, just in the central area of the base. Just one more mesh tile needs to... Oh, need to wait for a little bit of copper ore. There we go. Put that in just like that. I also realized I didn't actually have a plan here for where I'm going to have 4 wild plants. That's going to be this little section. Let's see, maybe just put some granite tiles there. One there, one there. And I just need to choose where we're going to put park sign. How about right there? And then I left a bunch of doors at every floor just so if I want to explore somewhere later on, I'll be able to do that easily. Here's our park sign. As doors are created, I'm opening them up. And also looking at the overall size. We've got 140, so we got to take away 20 tiles. So we'll have to see if this is actually going to be enough by the time this is all done. Maybe. I think adding in this little section here might be necessary as well. I believe I saw nature reserve. There it is. Okay, so that should allow us to maintain our morale. In fact, we even have these tiles we can add as well. But let me decide where we're going next then. So now that I've got this, I might actually feel confident with giving a few more skills. Let's see, what am I going to want? Let's do carrying skills and improve construction for now. See if we can get away with that. But my goal is to get over here to this teleporter equipment. Now, I don't want to get stressed out. I see there's going to be some spots where I'll get sopping wet. But I thought to myself, why don't we just jig a pathway directly like that? Nice thing is that's actually even with where I would want one of the floors. So we'll get going with this. So one of the issues I'm having with this little area is liquid carbon dioxide. Now I'm not getting sopping wet, and that'll be the case as long as ethanol is not in the mix. Speaking of which, ethanol is in the mix. Okay, so there's that. Yeah, what a way to. I think we're gonna start off, at least with this little section, putting in some ladders like this just to prevent that. And then we need to worry about ethanol. Maybe I will be smart and not let the ethanol go down this direction. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot to mop up. But I think we got to deal with the source of the issue, which is these little guys, before we do any mopping up. So we'll open this up and then deal with the little spigot problem that we've got going on. Mix of stressors in this little section. Frozen, or not frozen, but liquid carbon dioxide, but also a little bit of ice that is potential to slip on, so continuing the ladder system a little bit further along. So liquid carbon dioxide is going to happen about minus 48, and that's definitely cold enough in here. This little zone, maybe we could get away with not putting it in. We'll see. I'll leave it at this point. We'll see if that happens. Actually, you know what? Let's just go in a little bit further, just to be safe. One of the little problems with this setup is that, yeah, you can see the dupe running along this pathway here, so we're going to block them from preferring to do that simply by putting a little tile right there. So once they have to go up and over this, I'm thinking they're going to go along this ladder system. So now it is time to build a little critter trap area. I'm thinking I'm going to do that right here. And the idea here is just to hold critters that we don't want roaming around. Partially for game performance reasons, but also because I don't want them squirting ethanol all over the place. So we'll build this first, and then we'll start bringing in some critters. Oh, I don't want them to become trapped. Or crowded, rather. So I'm going to actually make sure that this is actually exposed to the overall world, but they don't have the ability to hop out of here. Let's put a tile right there as well. Think we can move in the first critter. So I'll just keep selecting each of these guys until we have them all located in here. In fact, maybe it'd be slightly easier if I did this. Maybe we're able to mop up at this point. Is there any other trees? I see, yeah, a combination of the shine bugs shining on these trees and these guys consuming the nectar inside is where we're getting all this small amount of ethanol. But that combined with carbon dioxide, it can be quite stressful. Okay, so now that I've got this, I'm just going to choose everything. We're going to go to the max. We'll make that high priority. And the nice thing is, if I wrangle a critter, they're going to go to here. This guy, wrangle this guy. Nice. Okay, so this means that we're not going to be getting any of this liquid. So after I mop this up, there should be no new stuff following it. Very, very nice. And the added bonus, we'll get a little bit of a game performance. Since the game doesn't have to calculate where the critter can move in all this direction up here, it knows that it just is going to stay along the zone. As long as this guy is open to the overall world, so the size of this room is 671, we're going to be okay from that perspective. Let's see. Not dropping. Oh, we're at the end of the night. Okay, he's probably going to get free, but that's okay. May have to wrangle some critters more than once during this process since I only have one tube. Collecting these critters is a little bit stressful, mostly because I'm getting sopping wet up there. But if I can do this and I can clean up that area, then that shouldn't be a thing of the past. Really, really hoping anyways. Wrangling some critters down here. Relocating them up to our new location for all critters. I believe this is the last spigot seal that needs to be moved. So we'll start doing some mopping just as soon as that critter is on the move. There we are. Fantastic. So we'll mop up this little section, and more importantly, we'll mop up this little section. We're going to get sopping wet once again, but this should be the last time after this little section is cleaned up. Mopping away. So as I move towards this carbon dioxide, you know what's going to happen. Right now, stress is going down at 5%, but just watch as we enter the tile with the double liquid. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we're able to avoid it because a little bit of a slip. Okay, actually, maybe we are not going to get sopping wet again, which would be quite nice. Okay, frost resistance gives us immunity to having wet feet. I think the same thing, if we're lucky, is going to happen again right here, and maybe again right here. Okay, that could be quite nice, actually. All right, well, we'll finish this little section and figure out where we're going to go next. Just notice a little spigot pop right here. That's definitely going to be a source of ethanol in the future if we don't handle this. But after that spigot pop moves, I'm going to put a battery right here. I'm going to start the process of moving some stuff back to the home world. I'm going to prioritize on these little eggs because I'd like to have them over here. If I can do that before they hatch, that would be awesome. I've been ignoring this. Salt water, sure. Maybe I should put in the building that was the mini pod. That way I would actually see when I've got something to print. So now I'm digging down here. There is some Sweetles that is crowded. So we're going to actually locate them up here. Oh, hold on. Actually got to figure out if they're going to be safe there. Livable range minus 30. No. Okay, I will not be putting them there then. I'll have to find another spot. But I'll dig them out so that they're at least not crowded anymore. So I'm just taking a note of the temperature via this little tool here. Relative temperature. Let's look for a good place around this asteroid. I'm going to say around this zone. So we'll get a ladder going down. Store these critters down in this region. Well, I may be losing these critters, or at least one of them. I don't know if I could save them or not. Let's... if I could convince them to both go down at the same time. Let's get back. Okay, let's take this opportunity to dig this out. High priority. Let's focus on digging to do this one action, which is really important. Recovering from the cold. I'm going to pull the alarm just to get this done. Okay. Well, I don't know if we'll be able to do this, but I'll try anyways. Can move this critter over. No, let's give up. That's just going to be a little bit of meat. So now I'm charging this battery, and I'm going to specify a number of things to bring over from this asteroid, including tallow. Actually, the first priority is going to be our eggs. Any critter egg, really. Select the whole thing. allow manual use. That's going to be a high priority thing. So any of these, let's see, we've got our spigot pop eggs, we've got our sweetle eggs. Might just leave this critter down there. Let's take that out. Meat, we'll bring meat over as well, why not? We'll cook that. And tallow. We want some tallow. And then we've got some eggs and tallow arriving over on this asteroid. Bringing down the iron that I had sent over earlier, plus getting 2 doors opened up with a little bit of carpeting. So now that this area is ready, I am putting together a power production system over here. And how about we get our mini printing pod in as well. That in right here. So now we've got a manual generator. I can charge some power. We're going to activate this as well. And before I forget, how about I put in databanks be sent back. Probably not going to be many, but there we are. And with that, let's put some use to that iron that I brought over. So we're going to put a atmosuit checkpoint and an atmosuit dock. They both have to be powered up. Make this out of copper ore. And into our system right here. That also needs some oxygen, so we'll take, let's see, make that out of sandstone, going from here down over here. Collecting some copper ore for this project. And we're going to load our suit right here. So that is going to be... Oh, we brought over 2. I didn't even realize that. There we are. Okay, we'll have a backup one. We might even want to have a system to repair these, but we'll wait to see if that actually is needed before I build that. While I'm waiting for this Atmos suit to charge up with some oxygen, I'm digging out 2 geysers, one here and one over here. Let's go find out what this geyser is. This looks like it is a liquid sulfur geyser. And we have discovered a steam vent. Whoa, hot steam vent over here. Next goal is to get further down on this asteroid. So we're building both a ladder and a fire pole. We've got an Atmos suit here, so we don't have to worry about carbon dioxide. Next thing I'm doing is building a spot to store some sweetles. I'm going to do that over here. So we'll just mark sweetle. Make that high priority, and we will do some wrangling. After the sweetles are out of the way, I'm going to go over here and dig out this oil reservoir and find out what this geyser is. We have a natural gas geyser. Actually, that'll be nice at some point in the future. So natural gas and oil. Very useful. Past the oil reserve is a little bit of automation equipment. We're going to strip that down for some metal. Well, I don't know who built this, but let's take it all down. Past this strange room, there's another geyser. Let's go figure out what it is. What could this... Whoa! Back off. Back off. Okay, go no further. Go no further. Not sure if we need to block this off or not, but just to be safe, let's put a block right there. with this volcano blocked off. Now going over here to find out if there's anything of interest. Oh, there definitely is something of interest, actually. Another geyser. Let's go pop in and see what is there. What do we got? Ooh, that looks like a hydrogen vent. It is the hydrogen vent. Okay, that actually might be quite useful. I want to be careful about doing this, but let's open it up. I think I'm going to put a door right here. Let's actually see about potentially utilizing this hydrogen. So what I'd like to avoid happen is pumping out air when the air's too thin in here. So I'm going to put a Atmos sensor. I also don't want things to get too hot. Right now, not an issue, but long term maybe it will be. So we'll do a temperature check just for safe operating of the pump. So now that I've got this built, I thought to myself, if things do get too hot in here, it would be nice if this thing would scream at me if that happens, but I don't have the research for that. So I might go back and research not only that, but I also want to do oil-based research. So I think there's a reason to sneak back to the other asteroid. Let's just set settings that I can put in here. Let's say 400 or above, then pump can run. Or if the temperature is below, let's say 50 degrees. Okay, so here's the thing. I see this solid crude oil, and I was kind of expecting it to be liquid. Well, there is some liquid crude oil, but yeah, I want to get all of that back, along with some lead and some fossil. So a number of things I want to do, one of which is heat some of this up so we can pump some liquid crude oil back home. But I also want to get the equipment here, conveyor loader, bring that down so when I start loading in some of this material, it's a little bit closer. So that's my thinking. Right now, we're going to go back to the home world and do some research. Alright, back on the home world, and first thing I'll do is some research projects. Let's start with plastic manufacturing. Specifically, it's the oil well there that I would like to get access to. One of the special tasks is to move some of the Sweetle eggs that's down here in areas that is near -30 where these critters are going to take some damage. And move them in a much safer area up here. I've needed to refresh my Atmos suit, but also I see a good number of critters in here, so I might actually start relocating some of these eggs, first of all, out. And maybe even one of the critters. I don't think I'm going to be able to feed 3. So let's have a look here. If we have one that's particularly old, maybe it's time for them to go. We've got a 6. We've got 137, 93. Won't we get rid of 137, relocate them up here for future meat? Just a small amount of meat that has been created here while we're away, so we don't want that to go bad over time. Actually, I don't think it will. It's being stored here in carbon dioxide, but we'll make some pemmican nonetheless. I'm reasoning that it would actually be smarter to store some of my meat down here in a cold carbon dioxide area. Actually, even that might not be cold enough. But rather than let the meat be created naturally, sitting in oxygen, I don't know how long I'm going to be over on this asteroid trying to heat up crude oil, collect all kinds of resources. So you know what, I think I'm just going to make pemmican now. Give the dupes some time. We'll see how much can be created from those little critters. I've managed to crank out 180,000 calories of pemmican. Now we're on to the research projects. After completing plastic manufacturing, we're going to do notification systems. With notification systems done, I want to get solid transport to make it easy to bring back material from the other asteroid. So with that research out of the way, meat has piled up again, so I'm going to go back to the kitchen before I go anywheres. Well, now I have over 300,000 calories of pemmican on this asteroid. Before I go back over, I would like to get my skill up so I can do mechatronics engineering. But I'm a little bit worried about giving myself all these skills, so I'm going to go through the skill scrubber before we do our teleportation equipment. I keep finding little projects on this home world before I want to go back. So we're taking care of some polluted oxygen that's landed right around here. That's coming from this little section, and then I realized, oh, we haven't activated this, so that explains why we haven't gotten this critter through. So we'll do that. Get in some cleaning of some polluted oxygen, and maybe, unless I find something else to do, we'll go back to the other asteroid. Time to go over to the other asteroid before I find more to do. I will be back. But with our new skill scrubbing, I'm going to start off. Let's see, we're still going to need to dig through abyssalite, I think. I don't know if obsidian will be needed or not, but I'm going to give out the ability to make mechatronics engineering. We'll start off with adding a notification, now that we have this technology down here letting us know if it's too hot. If that's the case, then well, I may have to do something in the future. But that's not going to be for a while because it's very, very cold at the moment. So let's get this little notification system in. Once that's there, I'm just going to configure this to say pause, zoom, and I'll say to hot hydrogen. All right. Now what I'm going to do, and I've got a plan here to dump some liquid. I thought I would surround this with abyssalite. Not sure how this is going to work out, but I'll experiment on that. Now that I think about it, maybe I should have actually brought this up by one. But anyway, I'll get an oil well down here. We're going to be sending water. So we'll have this little spot here, getting rid of some ice so we don't slip. That's not ice, it's wolframite. Okay, we're good. Bringing in power for the pump as well as the oil well. And let me just finish off connecting insulated pipes. So we've got one that's going to go like here, and then one that'll need to go over and around like that. So we've got our oil well in. I thought to myself, I see this thing trying to shake out some gas. Maybe we'll have to give that obsidian skill anyways. We'll open this up just to allow some natural gas to flow out. This area is going to be working in an atmo suit anyways. Maybe we'll open this up. At some point we'll get a pump down here and take advantage of some of that natural gas sometime in the future. Going after a little bit of copper ore just to complete the last little bit of wiring and to build a pump. So now we've got this construction done. I'm going to give the command to load in some water right here. Enable auto bottle. Make that high priority thing. I'm going to set this to that one's fine. We'll have this one only exit. And we'll set a setting of, I don't know, let's try 20 or so percent, 25. And there we have it. So we are producing some crude oil from this oil well. But not only that, may not be showing up now, but the liquid that's coming out is going to be warm. And hopefully that's going to have a melting effect here. what we'll do is I'll dig into this area, which is actually warmer on this side, and maybe open this up so this actually, as hot liquid fall down on top of this crude oil. If that all melts, gets down here, then we can pump it out. That's a plan. We see some natural gas building up as well, so we'll have to build a pump to be able to take that out as well. It did not take long to shut down production of our oil. That's because apparently we had a little bit of water. Oh, we would get water. Huh. So this guy, or no, does this output water? Or does that come from ice? That may have just come from the ice. I was thinking of the plastic production. Polymer press. I don't think that outputs any water. Or does it output steam? If it does, that would explain it. Hold on, let me dig this out anyways, and we'll see if it happens again. Certainly take the ice that's there and send it out of the way. Just having a look at the effects of this thing. It creates crude oil and nothing else. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that we just had some liquid ice fall down, melt, and then refreeze right on this thing. So now that I've cleared out all the ice, I think we're going to be fine. So I am very much concerned about the amount of time that is being spent on the manual generator. Also concerned about natural gas. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually disconnect power right here. Let's not run this for the next little bit and find a alternate power source, and actually have one in mind. Not natural gas. I'm going to be popping into this hydrogen area. I'm going to see if I can get all the oxygen out and get just pure hydrogen in here. And if I can do that, then we'll send this into a hydrogen generator. So as I'm digging out this area, I've noticed I've become bald. Don't know how that happened, but it happened. So apparently the baldness was just the beginning of my problems, and I'm going to say I'm going to need a game restart. Well, after a game restart, my hair is back, and the graphics seem to be back to normal. I'm taking a quick break from this little dig to put some wood here. Notice that I'm going up and down just to get wood in this new ice liquefier that's next to this bottle emptier. And, well, that doesn't make any sense. We'll store all the wood right next to it to make it easy. I'm also going, I think I'm going to take this one out as well. So we'll just have the one ice liquefier. Occasionally, it might be needed to put the water in the wash basin, but I think this is going to be the primary use. Okay, I think we might be getting into bigger problems than the power situation, specifically natural gas. I couldn't lock that area off, but I thought that kind of seems a shame. Let's see if we can build a pump right here, connect that to our power source. Let's put in a gas reservoir, throw that right, how about there? Throw snow tile in like this and this. And we'll get our system to send some of this carbon dioxide, natural gas over here. Maybe we should put in a sensor. Oh, saving a little bit of space because I'm inspecting liquid. But let's look for some maybe oxygen right there. So if we get not oxygen for consistently a certain amount of time using a filter, then this pump can run. Connect all this like that, that. And maybe I have to do this for now, but kick this wall over, make that the priority. And then store some gas over here. Okay, so we've got this area temporarily blocked off. Let's make sure we get our gas reservoir because we are having a bit of an issue here. Filling in pipe and wiring. We also have one Atmos suit down. don't believe I've got enough metal to make a repair place in an exosuit forge. Oh no, I can make it out of lead. Forget about that. Yeah, that should be fine because we've got a nice cool area. That's not going to quite fit there. Maybe we'll put this right here so we can get that repaired. Okay, let's put in some settings here. We're going to set this to oxygen. I'll set this to, usually do about 20 or 2 minutes. So we've got that. A few more pieces of power. And then we'll be in business. Might want to actually open this up a little bit further, though. I see some oxygen that needs to get out of the way. Okay, so now we can repair our ammo suit. Maybe make that a priority. Don't know if I took the reed fiber down, but we'll put a bin there for reed fiber. And why not throw in some lights? So we can see it's not going to go for this time, but next time we do a repair. Installing some mesh tiling, just so we can get some of this natural gas out of the way in time. Try and open this area up even more, because we have this natural gas bubble that's having some difficulty getting down. So I knocked out a little bit of oxylite. That's kind of in a place where we don't want it to be, so we're going to pick that up. Just get it out of the way. Just a few more wires. And we'll have this thing running. Actually, is that just timing out? Haha, there we are. Okay, so finally dealing with this carbon dioxide natural gas situation. Let's go back to our project I was doing over here by getting some hydrogen, using that for power so I don't have to be on the manual generator. If this is all working, we can knock this out too. So running this pump means I have to run the manual generator. Ugh. Alright, well, you know what? Cut that. Let's go. I should have prioritized on the hydrogen. Let's get to that down here. So what I want to do essentially is knock out this area underneath. See if I can convince hydrogen, at least to this level, to come down. Shouldn't be an issue because it's very pressured. If that's the case, we'll make some tiling. Let's see, it's going to be some sandstone right there. Going through a little bit of bislight. As soon as this opens up, we're making room for oxygen to flow down. We could build this. Maybe. That might be too soon. Okay, unfortunate. Take that out. We'll try again. I said take that out. Oh, I guess we're doing this next cycle. Okay, back to this project. Let's see if that is enough. I will mark this to be done. And come back and see if we can seal this off. I think we're okay this time. Okay, so now I know I've got hydrogen in this entire area. Yes. Okay, so with that, let's choose a place to generate some power with a hydrogen generator, maybe right here. I think it would be smart to put in a, well, of course, smart battery. It's going to go right there. Have automation. Connect these two. And then send power that's going to be generated from here out into our circuitry. And then we can disable the manual generator up there. Also adding in some lights so I can see during the break time. little bit of digging out this area, but we've got our hydrogen generator sitting right there. Awesome. Next is the smart battery. Bringing up some lead to make this smart battery operate. So what we're going to also need, obviously, is the hydrogen to run this whole show. Let's see, make this out of sandstone going down from here. Out and over and up. And into our hydrogen generator. Oh, that's right. I turned that off because we don't have a power source. So let's get building so we can pump some of this natural gas to get it out of the way. Okay, set that up to be about 90 something. There we go. That's good enough. On the manual generator, why don't we disable this? Here we are. Cannot wait for this pipe to go in. This means we will have a power source over here. Just a few more pieces of pipe left to go. Maybe I'll even give the command to not go in this room. We don't have to. Oh, right, power. Forget about power. Whoops. Okay, so, I will have to step on the main generator, but let's get this connected first. Wondering if... Oh yeah, we've got some local copper ore, so that's good. Make this a priority of digging that out first. Check what we've got here. Snazzy suit, not really needed, but there it is. So with some copper ore, let's pick that up or go over here. Guess we're putting some wood in the wood heater. Lighting is automated in the Great Hall. Now to install some wiring to pump out some hydrogen. Another Atmos suit needs to be fixed. Good enough power for that, thankfully. Let's charge this thing up. See if we can put in the last few wires. Maybe I won't have to run on a manual generator other than to get a little bit of hydrogen to kick off this process. Well, actually, depending on where this battery is, maybe I won't even have to do that. Okay, let's go down. Let's go, let's go, let's go. This will be nice. No more manual generator. So we should get initially enough charge, I'm thinking, in the battery to get this to load. Then in the meantime, if we're looking for something to do, how about go over in this direction. Dig out a path this way. Oh, some ice. I clearly know there's going to be some slippage if I allow that. Go anywhere else. Did they slip on polluted ice? I assume so. That's going to go too then. So while working out here, I see we've got a hydrogen generator. So with that, it means a couple things. I can turn this back on so we can start to deal with this carbon dioxide natural gas situation. The other thing, how about... Oh! Ice again! How's that possible? Weird. Okay, well, dig that out. Remove that little bit of ice. Not quite sure what to do about this random ice that keeps blocking this machine, but to try to solve the situation, let's put some mesh tiling around like this. Oil well is down, but we'll make this installation pretty quick. Not sure if this is going to solve this situation or where the actual ice was coming from, but let's just make sure it can keep operating, both heating up this area to melt solid crude oil that's already here, plus we'll make some additional crude oil on top of that. One thing that is on my mind is I don't want to lose the potential energy from this hydrogen. So I think this guy is overpressured, yeah. What if we made some gas reservoirs? 1, 2, maybe even try 3, lining up some hydrogen, just so we don't waste this potential. Maybe do this type of thing. From one tank to this tank, to this tank, that tank, and so. First gas reservoir for hydrogen. Every now and then have to attend to the oil well, as well as supply some water, so we can feed this thing. So far we have not melted our way through here, but a little bit has melted on this side, maybe more because it's warm on this side, and we're starting to get some crude oil. What do you have for us? Printing pod, Sweetle eggs. Maybe I'll take those over here. Okay, so with that, we can get this pumped to get the pressure down here, so this guy can send us more hydrogen into the world. Some of that potential energy will be stored up here before we convert it to some power. See, the natural gas level still here, but we are in the process of thinning that out. So we'll go back over here and, oh, I guess we're complete. Awesome. Okay. Well, that being the case, next plan is get a ladder up to this point. Start digging up like this. And I don't want to create a connection between these two areas, but maybe I'll dig this out like that in between. Because this side is going to be where the Atmos suits are, and this side is where they will not be. First few pieces of ladder being installed here, standing on top of some solid crude oil. Maybe to make this easier, I might just put little notches around the side to collect some igneous rock, the construction for this ladder. Make sure those are the priority. Oh, I think the priority's set on digging anyway. Even more solid crude oil here and over here. I did not pay attention to how hot this area here was when I just blown right through it. I think that's alright. We've got 100 and some degrees, but we've got Atmos suits. This might actually not be entirely a bad thing, because we are trying to warm things up. But I'm more concerned, is it going to cause any issues? I don't think so. If I'd probably done this again, I might have gone around, but I think we're alright. Starting this cycle, building this ladder up, and I noticed that this storage of carbon dioxide, natural gas, and all this stuff is full, so we'll make another one. Eventually, I'm going to be sending all this gas to the other asteroid, our home asteroid. We're not quite ready just yet for that. Just trying to determine whether snow might be a bad idea, given the fact it's warm on this side. You know what, let's just be safe, and we'll switch this over to, say, granite. But also looking on the other side over here, notice that we've got some warm water heading towards this crude oil. That could be a good thing for me. We've got another gas reservoir going in, so we can continue the process of scooping up our natural gas. It's been building up down here. Opening up this area. Forget this guy also produces some natural gas, I believe. If that's the case, it'd be good to have that opened up just a little bit. A little bit of manual generator over here. Let's get rid of that machine. We'll connect this up with some power on our hydrogen generator system instead. I think that would be much nicer. Okay, so I can no longer go from here down to here, which is exactly what I want. We'll finish this construction from the bottom up, and we'll make use of this pathway that I opened up. Keep getting that tile recreated. Maybe I should dig underneath there. I see some polluted oxygen on the way. Let's isolate that. What is going wrong? Piece there. Piece there. Take those out. We've got to investigate what is happening here. So we might be making a trip over the homeworld. Whoa! Okay, this... Okay, so this system with filtering works as long as this doesn't become backed up, obviously. It's backed up right now because we've got way too much of this polluted oxygen. Alright, well... break has just started, so I'll head back to the homeworld to address that situation. And things are just going from bad to worse. Notice I spent the night over here because of a little bit of sand had fallen, fortunately. That means we're going to have a polluted water spill right here, I believe. That's just going to land down. No big deal. Time to eat, and then when you're ready, let's go back over to the homeworld and fix this polluted oxygen situation. So what can I do? First things first, I wonder if that may have come from over here. Filtration medium maybe is needed. It's not out though. Do I have a source of polluted oxygen or water? There's this little thing, but I don't think that can get through. I'm pretty sure it's not. Notice this is full polluted oxygen. This is not. Where on my asteroid is so much polluted oxygen? I do have some polluted water right here, but it's surrounded by deodorizers. It may have just been the food that's gone bad. Some of this pike apple, for instance, turning bad and going off. Okay, well, let's address this initially with cleaning the air that's here. Let's disable that for the time being. Actually, I don't need to do that. I'll just cut the automation wire. Okay, so we have to address this situation, but let's clean the air first. Would also be a good idea. Actually, that might just be the main thing. Just cleaning air all around. Automation wire has to be moved. We're gonna have these things run. Go up like this. Take that out. And don't allow the connection just yet. Probably have to get caught up on a number of things that I've missed while I was away. Such as topping up our water supply. Getting some meat down here. Wonder if cooking's going to happen first. Probably make this a higher priority since we've got lots of calories. Calories is not the issue. On this asteroid, we've got 334,000 calories. We need to clean the air. Just having a closer look at this setup. I think these guys are out, not operating. I was expecting some sort of warning message or something like that, but no, I don't think that's the case. I think we are out of filtration medium. Also, I see that some wild egg was put in here, so we're going to scoop this out. Also going to destroy this incubator. Hopefully not going to need that anymore with the amount of calories that we got kicking around. Now we've got a few pieces of filtration medium around. Realizing as well, I forgot to give these guys some power so that they can operate. Oh, one's over here too. So the air is looking a little better around here. I'm going to put in another deodorizer way over here. And plug this guy in. And I'm going to add another one way down here with the idea that we've got all this polluted oxygen in the pipes. And that's quite annoying. Maybe protect these two. But I think the easiest thing to do is just to drain it all out. Unfortunately, but as I do, I'm going to get a warning indicating things are too hot here. Really? Oh, that was not set to the right temperature to look for. Okay, all right, that's fine. Let's see. Over here, we're going to dump some of our polluted, both mixed types of gases here. Maybe I'll move it one over so we can get a deodorizer on either side. Won't connect it just yet until the deodorizers are ready to go, though. So once these deodorizers in, I'll still have to wait for some medium to be installed for filtration. Maybe knock this over for future filtration needs. But there we are. Let's start draining this out. Just wondering if this is going to be... Oh, we might be alright in that location. Maybe. Open that up just to be safe. Okay, so as that starts to drain... Oh, hold on. I think we've seen the end of it, which is right about there. So I'll connect this up with our system so we can still get into the stable. I think we're safe to get this running again. Now, how can I prevent this from happening again? Especially if I'm going to be away. I'm thinking we're going to put in our first auto sweeper. Maybe put that right here, be fine. Wish I could have this in such a way that I could access. Ah, right there. Look at that. So this can access all three. Plus, if I put a bin right here with some filtration medium, I'm going to be able to reload this stuff while I'm not home. Okay, so that is done draining out. Get rid of that. Hook everything back up so we can start to send oxygen back to the home world, or the away world, I guess technically. So we still need to take those out. We can do that when we come back. Our oxygen is on the way. can reconnect this now, I think. Okay, so now we're flowing with that. Just realized there's an area up here I can't get to. We'll put a little pathway like that. Knock that out. Okay, I guess that's not going to run unless we connect it with some power. And we'll put in some filtration medium here. Sand, regolith, all the same. Put in, let's see, 4 tons of it. We happen to be having some oxylite showers, so maybe I'll take this opportunity to scoop some of this in our asteroid. Store it in some liquid. You're doing filtration medium first, aren't you? Priorities. Focus on actually storing, yes, but digging up. Make highest priority to get that out. I think. Oh, are we still gonna have an issue? Try this. Okay. Maybe there's somewhere else I need to dig. Okay, try that. There we go. And come back for your digging. And I'll gather this together. Gathering together some oxylite. And as I do, boom! I get hit with more. Okay, fair enough. Let's dig that out. Focus on... Oh my goodness. Okay. We'll get a bunch. Well, just as I finish up digging out some oxylite, even more falls. I'll just gather all of this together. Maybe one clump here in the center. Let's get all this useful oxylite together. Giant clump. Maybe we'll stop right there. Let's pick this giant piece and send it inside the asteroid. No, you're doing some right. Filtration medium run. Let's do the, oops, a little slip there. Okay, so with that, let's get this to join with that as well, and make sure we don't forget to seal up this whole area. Okay, so next step is to seal it up. That right there. Turn the priority of storing off. Picking up some snow. Okay, let's go back to priority on storing. Take this oxylite, over a ton. Awesome. Just throw some of that right there. So this could definitely be useful on a future mission. Make that a priority. That was probably going to be the case anyway. Alright. Awesome. Okay, I might pull the alarm. It's break time, but let's just get this oxylite down. Because it could be useful. Okay, so with that, we can go on break. Just went to look on this asteroid to see how things are. First of all, I see this piece of ice is back, so this whole mesh tiling maybe did not work. But it looks like this piece of crude oil eventually melted. It's caused a bit of a mess, but that's something I can address when we get back over here. So lots of crude oil, which is awesome. But our pump is under all of that crude oil. So here we have it. We've got filtration medium and an auto sweeper. So these guys will be restocked. So I think we are good to go now. I'm just going to add in an extra one of these before we take off. Maybe do a little bit of cooking with the meat that has been created while I was gone. Then we'll head back over to collect the resources that we've been searching for on the other asteroid. Another thing of interest is seeing how much brine is accumulated. So we've been stocking up on that, which is good. So I've converted all the meat over. Now we have 433,000 calories of pemmican. And just do a few things around the base, such as shearing, collecting some rot piles, sending them up to the compost, and then we'll be back over to the other asteroid. While I'm here, decided I'll gather some of these wild Bamas, get them in one central location for the time being. Carbon dioxide area here, but it's worth getting this critter out where they can wander. Well, I say wander 2 tiles to Mammoth Island over here. With all the Bamas gathered, I think it is time we go back and complete our mission over on this other asteroid. Hold on, cancel that. I just thought, what's the food situation over here? It's not so easy. Where is my food storage? You know what? Let's just bring some over. Pick up some of this. Relocate it down here for starters. And I will load in some edible pemmican. I don't want any more. Alright, so that is taking our calories down here, but they're not going away. They're just going over to the other asteroid. So now that I've got that, and let's just double check that I've got oxygen pumping. That's 2 key things I need to survive, oxygen and food. Now let's go back to the other asteroid. Here we go. So, before I have left, let's see what... we are having an issue with oxygen. We're going to relocate our food. Why not just put that right there? We'll start off with taking out these pipes that have a little bit of polluted oxygen, and we'll recreate the pipes. Oh yeah, and we've got gases to worry about it as well. Where did I go, actually? Alright, we'll gather our food for starters. Right, taking out the polluted oxygen. That will recreate these pipes. Get things flowing again. So we don't run out of oxygen over here. Okay, so oxygen is flowing once more. I think the next thing to do is raise this pump up a little bit. Maybe we'll put an additional pump. In case this gets even higher, we'll put... Actually, no. We'll do that right there. Because we can always knock this over. In fact, we will knock this over a bit. Making room for more liquid. We'll put an additional one of these. Maybe right at this location. Doing the same logic. Essentially not oxygen. With a little filter like that. Get that to run in case in the times when This other pump is under liquid. Like right now. With this alternate pump running, thinking the next plan is to get another one of these guys in operation. Just because I think that's going to fill up pretty quickly. So that's going to be a pipe that goes right from here down to there. Kind of curious how we still have a little bit of steam here. Let's see what has happened. I guess this is partially because this whole area is still largely created or surrounded by basalite. But that has had an effect over here. You can see that a piece of this solid crude oil has melted away. In fact, this kind of has given me an idea. How about we open up a few of those? Nearly have this gas reservoir filled up, so this is definitely coming in at a good time. And I'm thinking of melting all this via heating this up. But I'm going to be careful what I'm thinking of doing. Oh, I don't have the technology for that. Well, you know what? Maybe we won't do that just now then. Alright, so let's see. I ultimately want to get pipe. Make this out of sandstone. It goes all the way from here. Up through this channel. Into the teleportation equipment. Like so. So that we can take all this natural gas, carbon dioxide, which I don't necessarily care about. We'll do the filtering back on the homeworld, so we'll just take all the gases. In fact, what do we have? Yeah, mix of natural gas, carbon dioxide. But not only that, if it may not be the case right now, maybe, but if all the hydrogen from this system, make a priority order, like this. But if all the hydrogen is stored away in here, there's no more space, then in that case, we'll send it back to our homeworld. In fact, I think, yeah, we'll just tee into this. And I think we're going to need some ladders to get across easily. Just checking my priority order. So I want to focus on providing this asteroid power before I send anything to the homeworld. That looks like it is working. Okay, and we just need the rest of this pipe built. So that is cycle 300. I see that power circuits video has appeared. I wonder if that's a signal to me that essentially I'm potentially overloading my circuit, which is entirely possible. So we see here potential load much higher. Two options, one of which is I could put in a system of transformers. The other option, which I think I'm going to do instead, is just upgrade. Oh, no, we don't have research for that. Okay, never mind. I have to go back to the home world and do some research at some point, but I guess we are building a transformer. So we're going to oddly do this with small wire on both sides. Just forcing this system never to take more than 1,000 and cause some damage. Make that a priority just so that we don't have any unexpected behavior in the meantime from a little piece of circuitry possibly burning out.
A little bit of a messy construction area with all this natural gas, unfortunately. We might even need a fourth gas reservoir. Alright, let's connect this up like this, and then like that. So that should just guarantee that this is only going to draw 1,000, making it a little bit safer. I don't care if I can run multiple things at once. I'd rather have safe circuitry. So next thing we're doing, we are going to get a fourth gas reservoir. Well, I see that we have some polluted ice that has melted. So I'm going to block this off. In fact, maybe I'll make it just lock so I'll visually know that that's the case. And then I will put in a little ladder right here. Open this up like that. Can still do that at the same time. Starting to fill up the fourth gas reservoir over here. And then continuing the construction of our pipe, going all the way to the teleportation equipment. Seeing need for treating polluted oxygen over on this world. So we're going to move this there. Open up these and put some deodorizers. Will that destroy my nature reserve? I don't think that's considered industrial equipment. Should probably test that out, but I'll go with that assumption for now. So this already has power on this side, which is nice. Let's make sure we get a wire over to the other side. So we have lost our nature reserve because we opened up everything, but once this is closed back up, these things are constructed. We'll see if we still have our nature reserve. So we have our deodorizers running, starting the process of getting rid of that polluted oxygen. One more tile left. I think that is going to happen right now. Yep. Oh, not quite. Okay, priority with water apparently. Let's go back to this. I'd just like to know that we have a nature reserve so we can maintain morale while having clean air. Okay, yeah, look at that. Nature reserve with the deodorizer, no problem. And back to our pipe project. Installing the piping on the top side of this setup. Oh, there's a section that I can't access anymore. Maybe I'll access it from the bottom, actually. Are we making this out of sandstone? Oh well, that's fine. Last few pieces, create it right here. One more piece to go. And then we'll go on the final section right next to the teleportation equipment. Just curious, where are you going? You have this to build. No sense leaving the area without... Okay, hold on, what? Maybe I should take priority of storing down. There we go. And a few pipes being created over on this side. Next to the critter jail. Single pipe left. Alright, and with that, that should send some of this gas towards our new or towards home. I don't have anything to do with it just yet. I'll start the process of, oh, I see some crude oil here. How about we dig this out like that. Otherwise, because I plan to put a pump right here, and we're going to lose a bunch of crude oil unless we do that. All right, well, I think that is where I'm going to leave it. Let's just look. We've done all kinds of things over on this little asteroid. We've got an oil well running. We're providing water. With that, we're taking out gases. We've got natural gas that we're going to be able to send back to the homeworld. We also have hydrogen. We're not collecting it yet because we're saving a bunch for power on this asteroid. Oop. I was wondering if that was going to happen. Okay, put in a tile right there. Patch that up. Maybe just to be safe, I'll fill in that whole section like that. All right, let's look at a couple things. One, temperature. Still kind of curious about this. Still 100 degrees in this little zone. I guess that should be fine. A little close to our living area, but I think that's okay. Curious how much heat has been created by our oil well. Enough to melt crude oil. I know that much. Let's look at relative temperature. So yeah, we're around the freezing point, actually. Kind of interesting. Everything looks alright. And just curious where we are with our skills. Taking a break. So we should have gotten, construction's gotten good. Digging is pretty decent. Athletics is plus 15 for our natural skill. Science, I think we've got to get back after this. A couple more things I have to do on this asteroid. But I think when I get back to the homeworld, I'm just going to do a bunch of research. Because I don't want to get stuck. I don't want to travel somewhere. It's me the situation I can't do something. Because I haven't yet unlocked that technology. Alright, well, there is more to do on this asteroid. More to do overall. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I will see you next time. Where I'll continue building up a few more things over here, because there's some useful stuff yet other than just crude oil and natural gas. And hopefully I will see you next time. Till then.